Okay, so, I have one thing I would like to talk about today.
Oh.
And those of you with weak constitutions might want to turn off the podcast now because this story is kinda gross. Way grosser than that burp you just heard. I promise you that. Alright, Dennis, so, I gotta thank a friend of mine from when I was, doing the Nintendo program at the Best Buy who, retweeted this or posted it onto my timeline today.
Yes.
And, here we go. There is a teacher...
Oh.
I genuinely do mean this. Like, if you have, like, weak constitutions, this story is incredibly gross. You might want to turn it off.
Oh, okay. All right.
Here's a teacher who admitted to feeding students in her class some cupcakes.
Oh, no. Oh.
Using the cupcake igniter. Get it, the Dr. Seuss, the Dr. Seuss fucking scene.
Yeah.
I'll get you, and I'll make it look like a bloody accident. You're not just wrong, you're stupid. And you're ugly, just like your mom. Alright, sorry. Teacher, there's a teacher who admitted to feeding students cupcakes containing her husband's jizz.
All right.
It's what's inside that counts.
I'm gonna quote the great movie Nacho Libre, and go, but why?
Why? I am not sure. As a Louisiana teacher by the name of Cynthia Perkins has admitted to feeding her students cupcakes that contained her police officers, her then husband's semen.
Oy.
It's what's inside that counts. The WFLA reports that Perkins and her ex-husband, former Louisiana Sheriff's Lieutenant Dennis Perkins. His name was Dennis. Oh my God!
Does he look anything like me?
Name's Dennis. Plankton hired me to step on you.
No, Plankton.
Step on us.
No. I was gonna be like, Plankton hired me to come in your cupcakes.
Come in our cupcakes? Yeah, that way you'll never know that he stole the crown.
Perhaps I said too much.
As he's just like profusely coming anywhere. He's just laughing. It's like, I love this job.
At the very least.
And then he gets crushed. Bigger dick.
No, instead of a boot coming down to step on him, it's just like a big fucking dick.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
So like a big elephant trunk.
Just fucking slapping on the table. Like fucking Nintendo did to Kotaku, but we'll talk about that later.
In no amount of detail, but
in no amount of detail. So, dude, I actually didn't read the whole article. I didn't know his name was Dennis.
Oh.
Dennis, you fucking sick fuck. You are going to hell.
I'd do it again.
You are going to hell.
I'd do it again.
So those are the people you're gonna be partying with in hell. It's dudes who jizzed in like kids'
I'm
cupcakes.
I'm gonna be selective with it. I'm not gonna just hang out with anybody.
But those are the people who's gonna be down there. Dennis, people who have fucking sinned before in their life, they're not instantly going to hell. Or people who say edgy shit on podcasts or whatever, they're not going straight down for that. So the only people you're gonna be with are the Hitlers and the Kanye Wests of the world.
I think at the very least, there's like circles reserved for special, like certain people. I mean, obviously like the 6-7 circles of hell?
I mean, no, there's like 12, I think.
It's all based off of the sins, right? So I think it's 7, ain't it?
No, is it based off the sins? I have no idea.
Fucking God, I literally
Let's ask some American Christians. They'll probably know.
I played Dante's Inferno.
Because they tell us that we're going there pretty much all the time.
Played that game, Dante's Inferno. I thought I know it by now. How many circles of hell are there?
I played Dante's Inferno. I should
9.
know everything.
There is 9.
Oh, there's 9.
One for limbo, lust, gluttony, avarice, wrath, heresy, violence. I was gonna say violence. I was gonna say violence. I was like a fucking idiot. Violence.
Sounds like a fancy way to say it, though.
It's too much violence in the video games nowadays. Fraud and treachery. I would probably go into the lust.
I was gonna say the same thing. I was literally gonna take my laptop to the park because of how beautiful outside it is today, and I was gonna do some writing.
God, yo.
And it's because I walked to CVS today, like just to fucking get some stuff from my mom. I do that sometimes on days where I don't go to the gym. And I didn't wind up going to the park. So I jacked off again. So if there's anything I know I'm going down for,
probably the lust. Yeah, the circle of lust.
Sheer horniness. Yeah.
Souls are blown about in a violent storm without hope or rest. Francesca de Rimini.
Is that what these people are going down for? Would this count as lust or treachery?
No. I'd put them in heresy.
Dude, I feel like hell might be, like, too good for these people, because, like, what the fuck?
Like, can you imagine even, like, I'm pretty sure even Satan, like, there's probably this running joke that, like, Satan's probably got some real fuck shit type people down there sometimes. Like, he had them, like, come down through limbo, and, like, the guys at, like, I even like to imagine, like, limbo is just kind of like how you imagine the DMV is. It's like that shitty linoleum floor, and everyone's just waiting their fucking turn, but, like, the torture is that you have no idea how long time has passed, and you're just kind of sitting there waiting for your turn. And then finally, when it is your turn, and they determine where the fuck you go, and, like, Satan gets your ass and, like, kind of just interviews you, because, like, I'm pretty sure he does that maybe. He, like, probably has, like, kind of, like, talked to some people and was just kind of, like, even for him, it's like, you know, I may have betrayed God, but, bro, that's some weird fuck shit that you did.
Yeah, you deserve to wait in line at the DMV forever, man.
And
then
it's
on the loudspeakers, just over and over again, it's just like, if you like pina coladas...
Or listen to the Spice Girls.
It's the only song.
Not the Spice Girls. That'd be like torture. That'd be like a punishment deserving for someone.
I don't think I've ever listened to the Spice Girls. I don't know enough about them.
Oh, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Oh, tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
They sang that at karaoke the other night. They sang that at karaoke the other night.
I'll just get content striked because I just sang that good.
You sang that like on pitch, perfect, dude. Again, karaoke the other night, you would have gotten a hundo. You would have got a fucking C note, bro, like easily.
I mean,
and that is not because we were in Pal Park.
Oh, I mean,
no bias.
No bias. It's true. But go ahead.
Yeah, these people also fucking I mean, they're just very fucked up people. Like they also like apparently they also like the whole rabbit hole goes. They created child porn, like they first degree rape. I think they filmed a minor bathing and shit, like all sorts of shit. Like this woman like is going to straight hell. She pled guilty, apparently. Per her plea deal, 68 of the charges brought against her will be dismissed, and she will testify against her ex-husband at this trial. Perkins was sentenced to 41 years in prison on Friday. Well, there you go. Dennis Perkins is set to face trial this May, and is facing 150 criminal charges in connection with his child sex crimes.
I must protest.
I think they listened to last week's episode, dude.
Wait, what?
I think they listened to the uncensored version. Last week's episode, dude. You're going,
I'm going to hell?
Yeah. No, you're going... There are fates worse than death, my friend.
Whatever, man. If I'm going to hell for that, it's like, fuck, I'm a pussy, and you pussy shit. Like, shut up. Like, you can't really think of anything worse than that.
I can.
Yeah. Like kicking a puppy. Like... That's one thing. But like, for mean words on a podcast. Ooh.
All right. I'm just fucking with you. I was talking about all the other shit that Dennis did.
I was gonna say the nega Dennis.
The nega Dennis. Wrong. So yeah, that's what I brought to the table today. But yeah, for me, it would definitely be lust. I would have to say. I'm a horny boy. I don't act on it, really, to be honest. Like, I'm a fucking... Because I don't really just talk... I don't talk to strangers very often, really. Like, a girl has to be, like, breathtakingly sexy for me to, like, make a move first. Like, that janitor lady for that job I applied to last year. If you remember, I told that story on the podcast. Like, that woman was so ridiculously hot that I had to just talk to her for a bit.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like... For me, I used to get down on myself about it, but I'm not like that no more because I'm 6'5" and white with a voice lower than Poseidon's nutsack. So, like, I'm totally fine with, like, recognizing that the problem is me. I don't get laid very often. I will say it. Like, I'll admit that straight up on the podcast. Not only because, you know, not everybody gets laid as often as you think. You know, again, CBS shows where, like, every episode is sex and they fuck a different person in each episode to make it seem like people's body counts are in, like, the fucking 50s. It's because I just don't fucking try. I just don't care.
Or try hard enough.
To try.
Yeah.
You know, it's what it is. Like, it's a matter of effort, really. So my other sin might be sloth, to be completely honest. I'm a lazy fucker, to be honest. So it might be that, you know? I mean, like, I'll compliment one. I'll try to strike up a little conversation, but people always think I'm like an introvert. Or people always think I'm an extrovert when I'm not. Just because I'm, again, tall and white and voice with low nutsack, Poseidon swimming in the ocean, causing a commotion because they're so big. Yeah.
By the way, his dick is huge, too.
A little bit. Enough to be, enough to stay just humble enough about it, but enough to impress Dennis. And that's all I really care about at the end of the day.
And meanwhile, no one knows that I actually never seen it.
I will say my gaydar, though, is phenomenal. Because I was at the CVS, and, like, the dude across the counter just kind of gave me that vibe, because he had that sort of long, wavy hair, like that, like, sort of, like, scraggly-esque beard and shit, and just
like,
that,
he looked like
just a general vibe about him. It was like he was some type of brown. I don't know the type of brown, though. And he gave me that vibe, because, like, he asked me, like, you know, just no eye contact, whatever, CVS transaction, picking up my mom's meds, whatever, you know, like, if you like pina coladas, playing on the fucking speaker. And he asked me how tall I was, which people do every now and again, usually old ladies. And so I said like I'm 6'5", and gangly and uncoordinated. So then we started talking about that, and he asked me, like, I asked, like, how tall he was, and he was shy to say that he was 5'11", and he did not look 5'11". So he looked like he was, like, only, like, a couple inches shorter than me. Which kind of...
like 6 foot. Like 6 feet.
Yeah, he said he was 5'11", so I was like, no, you're taller than that. Because I was able to maintain, like, some sort of level of eye contact with him, you know, so...
So at the very least, it's just... that was definitely, like, a don't fucking lie to me moment.
It was, straight up.
Just don't lie to me.
Not to sound like an idiot, but he kind of sounded like maybe he wanted to be 5'11".
But he's, like, 6 foot. That's, like, fine.
Yeah, but he was, like, a gay dude.
So what? Gay dudes love tall guys. What the fuck?
Yeah, but I started, like, this guy gave me sort of, like, effeminate vibes, though.
You know
what I mean? Okay. Like, he wasn't flamboyantly gay, like, he looked like a not out of the closet gay. If that makes any sense. Like, I don't know, like, it was just the vibe that he was, like, sort of giving me. It's unfortunate. I wish women flirted with me as often as men do.
Was that him flirting, though? I feel as if it was just him, like, striking an awkward conversation. That happens.
But why else do people strike awkward conversations if they don't want to fuck? Sex and death are the two great motivators of life.
But, like, I feel as if nowadays it's, like, kind of hard to do. Like, out in public like that. Like, not that I'm saying you're gonna fuck in public, but I'm saying that at least, like, trying to initiate and trying to, like, let's say, have that happen. Like, I think it's maybe a bit more difficult now than it ever has been. Like, I don't know, maybe, like, someone out there, like, has just, like, gone up to, like, the cute girl at the 7-Eleven was just kind of like, hey, girl, wanna fuck? But, like,
boldness, the arrogance,
the boldness, the arrogance, the misogyny, like, we all love it here. But, like,
boldness, arrogance, misogyny, the aptitude, just the
sheer hubris of this man. This man came up to me,
sheer audacity,
to ask me to copulate with him. But
and I could do it. I'm more confident than I've been before in my life. I don't really care no more. But it's just when I have an excuse to talk to somebody, it's fine. You know, like when I'm at the counter and the checkout girl is cute or whatever, or if we're both at a job fair, like what happened to me like a month ago. You know, it's just it's totally different. I do not understand how men or anyone really walk up to a total stranger fully with the intention to like one day get in their pants.
Yeah.
And just strike up a conversation out of nowhere when you have nothing. Like, you're not holding anything that, like, is of interest to you. You don't know nothing about this person, to break the small talk. Right. I do not understand how people walk up and cold flirt with somebody. That takes fucking ball, especially now, yeah.
And not to mention, it's even more in hard mode when they have friends with them. Because now you have an audience, and they... possibly are just gonna make it more of an uphill battle for you, as if it wasn't already. Now it's just kind of like, okay, at first if you didn't have your friends, it would just be, you know, obviously you and us talking. But now I have two other people just staring at me, telling, like, just thinking, like, oh my god, I hope this guy just bursts into flames and just fucks off. Like, it's like low key, I'm kind of like sometimes the same way, like when I'm with friends and someone else comes up to us, because it's just kind of like, bro, what? Who the fuck are you? Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I mean, if they're cool, whatever. But it's just kind of like, I don't know, like it's just so, I guess not rude, because it's like, okay, like if my friend is vibing with them, then it's like, okay, like what the fuck, like what can I say? But at the very least, just kind of like, you know, that's just like an initial reaction, if that makes sense. Like it's literally, yeah.
It's literally just something you gotta just do.
At this, yeah. At this point,
there's nothing else to fucking say about it. That's what like all like the dudes say to like young guys who are like young and awkward and shit, and they don't understand it because they don't have the confidence yet. But like, it literally is just that simple. It's just something you gotta fucking do. You go, you feel out the conversation, you feel the vibes. If it's a yes, go in, and if it's not, then
walk the fuck away.
Then you walk away. It's just how it goes. I'm not the best conversationalist myself, so it's why I'm not too good at this kind of shit. But you know, it's always easier when a woman walks up to you, which again, that's what fucking happened to me last month.
It does happen, but it's pretty rare though. That's the thing.
Yeah, like, there's fucking stigmas around it and shit, you know.
I don't even know, like, if I want to say stigma for that. Like, if, you know, if that is what you feel, like, okay, I'm not gonna take nothing away from you, but it's just kind of like, at least for me, like, I think it's also just cause, like, it's been so hardwired already that, like, for the most part, like, they're always told and we're always told that, like, you know, oh yeah, go up to her, talk to her. Like, us, the dude, should go up to them and talk to them. And, like, we should initiate. And I think it's the reason why that, like, a lot of times I've heard, even from my guy friends who, when they had, like, girls come up to them, I'm just like, I have a few, at least people within my own circle, like family and friends, at least in terms of family. I have this one cousin who, hope he never watches this. But, like, the dude, for the most part, he's a good-looking dude. Like, think tall, dark, and handsome. Literally, I'm not even joking. Like, there was this. Huh?
Nothing.
Oh, you fucker! You ruined my train of thought here. But my sister and him went to a it's like I think it was like a bar or like kind of club lounge type place. And we were just hanging out and like just chilling. And she was like telling me that like the waitresses all around, she was just like kind of looking around. She's very observant, my sister. And like she was like telling me that like how everyone, especially the one bartender he was talking to, and they were friends, she had the hots for him like hard. Like it was like, I am in love and I am ready to tell my parents that we're gonna get married type of look. It was so obvious. And not to mention, like, every time like she kind of looked around, my sister, and she like saw like the other waitresses, they were all looking at him. Just like almost hard staring. Like almost unapologetically. And then I remember I told my girlfriend this, and like I told her, babe, if I was single and if I wasn't with you, right? I don't think I could ever hang out with him. Like my cousin. I don't think I could ever hang out with him.
You would get absolutely no maidens.
No, exactly. I would be maidenless. Completely. Like this guy would be getting all the bitches. Like almost effortlessly. Mm-hmm. And it like, and I don't know how many people have like that sort of friend who is just like that, like classically handsome and everything. Because he's like literally 6'2", big, buff. Yeah. And he's like, it's just effortless. The guy's a straight up, like, mind my crude words, a pussy magnet. He literally just walks around and just attracts pussy.
I know a dude who
and he has a good job too. Like the guy's like fucking set.
Yeah. Like I know a dude who my lesbian ex-girlfriend said is the one man she would approve of to have a threesome with. And honestly, if you saw him, you would fucking agree.
Bro's a Chad? Like he looks like a Chad?
He's like a fucking Adonis. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Yeah, I don't know, because, like, it's all about confidence at the end of the day, because, like, for me, it depends on my mood, because eye contact, eye contact is so important to, like, help create that tension, and also, like, to help you know somebody, and help them know you, because eyes are the windows to the soul, you know? And, So for me, it's awkward because not only, again, I guess grew up more introverted, or again, I have Asperger's and shit, so I'm not always the best in those scenarios. It just depends on how I'm feeling in that particular moment, in that particular day. But also, again, I am like 6'5". So eye contact in general is something that doesn't even happen to me too much because all you fucks are just like down.
Oh, guys, you hear this? Typical tall person talking down to people who are at least 3 inches shorter than him.
I literally talk down to people. I don't have a choice.
Why can't you just do the polite thing and go on your knees and talk to people?
Because I have a fucked up back, Dennis. That's why. You know how hard my lumbars had to work to carry all this greatness? This weight?
This is why also David could never be gay, because he could never go down on his knees.
Yeah.
He would probably just be like, nope, can't do it. It's like, what? It's like, my knees. It's just my knees, man. I can't do it.
Not only that, but I also thank God every day that I'm not gay because of, not because of like social stigmas or whatever. It has nothing to do. Out of
context, that sounded pretty bad.
You know what? You're one to talk. All right, you're one to talk.
Yeah, but
asshole.
I don't care at the end of the day. I know you do. I know you do.
You literally said at the beginning of this episode that you listened back to it and you cringed. So you do care.
But I don't tell that to people.
You just told it to me.
No, but people have short attention spans. They're not gonna remember this episode. They're not gonna look back at it and be like, "Oh, you see, Dennis is like, he said it." Like, oh, he's like, he cringes. And yeah, you're gonna forget this in 2 weeks.
But for 2 weeks, they'll know.
Yeah, oh yeah, for those 2 weeks, it's gonna be hell on earth for you, mister. We're gonna bring up everything you said, and I will laugh at you as you're telling me.
Hell on Earth 2006, bro. Biggie Smalls, Biggie Smalls, Biggie Smalls. Anyway, I thank God that I'm not gay, not because of like social stigmas. It has nothing to do with like, oh, I don't want to be gay because I'll get like harassed or because I'll become like a minority secondhand citizen or whatever, like where blah blah blah, people just don't like gay people. No, it's because I am actually also very prone to hemorrhoids. If I sit too long, or like sometimes if I just fucking wipe my ass too hard, which I used to wipe my ass way too hard because I like to be clean, you know, so I'm thorough, and then you hit it too hard or whatever. I've had external hemorrhoids once, and it is fucking painful. And the reason I'm bringing all that up is because I know for a fact, with that in mind, and in whole, I could not take a dick. I don't think I could. It's actually part of why going to prison is one of my biggest fears, right? Because I would need to become someone's bitch to survive in there. And I don't think I could do it. I mean it genuinely. Taking a cock sounds like it would be really fucking painful. Like, I'm just saying. That's why I'm grateful for it. I've told this to my gay friends before, and they understand. But then they told me, like, yeah, you know, I've been prone to hemorrhoids too. It's not that bad, or whatever. Like, when he's fucked guys or whatever. It's like, as long as you're gentle enough or use the right lube, it's like, it's whatever. But I'm like, yeah, but like 70% of people love rough sex, so you tell me you can't be rough? Just because of those stupid little bubbles?
I mean, what's more important, though? At least if you're gonna fuck someone, it's like, you kind of also want to know that, like, hey, like, hope this is good for you, too. Like, you know.
I have fucked girls while they were on their period before, which was stupid. And one time without a condom, actually.
Oh!
We were both really horny. We knew it was up.
Oh, yeah, I remember you told me this.
We tried to hesitate, and we just did it anyway. We just didn't fucking care. Whatever. Yeah, but I've told that story on the show
mess,
before.
Wasn't it? It was a bloody mess.
They really had, just like those kids in the class, they really got their comeuppance.
All right, guys, we're gonna move on now. That joke just completely derailed whatever train of thought I had. In other news, we may sound really bored about talking about this right now, but it's like we kind of did not like really go at it each other, but we did discuss it a bit like before we came on today, and like we both have our opinions on it, and it's a little differed from each other, but I think at the end of the day though, like, we don't really care if that makes sense, because it's like we care enough that we're gonna talk about it and like kind of just get our opinions, but like it's like whatever, like,
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not one of those moments where like, you know, you like,
I'm not gonna like.
Oh, you cared enough to comment.
Yeah, like,
You know? Yeah, we did care enough to comment, but we didn't care enough to fucking
go off on it like you idiots.
Yeah. Sure. What he said, but a little nicer, which is why I'm going to heaven.
No, I'm not. I'm not nice about it. Fuck that.
No, that's why I'm going to heaven and you're not.
David, you are not going to heaven.
Why do you say that?
You are a terrible person at heart.
Why do you say that?
Because
fuck the Nintendo topic. Hold up.
Because you are a communist.
That is a lie. Why would you say that?
Because your family were communists.
That is not true at all. They were forced to be communist, and my grandfather had his business taken away from him by an actual communist. But that does not make my family communist.
You are a communist.
No, I'm not.
And you can't be trusted.
Alright, well, you're fucking Korean, so I could say that you're a communist. I could say you're a more hardcore communist than me.
You're still a communist.
Alright, but then so are you.
Good talk. Anyways, yeah, go on back. No.
Can't believe you interrupted me for that asinine fucking comment. Anyway, what happened is that, if y'all
that's also presumptuous of you thinking you're going to heaven, though. That's honestly a little presumptuous. Just a little bit, just saying.
I think most people are.
Most people?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I don't think so. I don't think most people are going to heaven.
Well,
I think most people are probably going to be in limbo, if anything, because, like, they're just not going to know where to put them on the scale. Because obviously we're like, you know, we're not two-dimensional people.
What do you mean putting them on the scale? Is it like
putting
that fucking
them on
Jimmy?
the scale?
Is it like that fucking Jimmy Neutron episode? Like
when they get to the pearly gates,
girls, who dislike boys, who dislike girls, who dislike show offy boys.
Wait, was that like all just a list of traits that they were listing off?
Yeah, they literally had to assign like masculine and feminine traits and choose which one to fucking put them in.
I was so confused with that part. I'm like, wait, there's nothing on the screen. Where are you getting this from, Carl? It was just a stupid dot that they were like going back and forth with Jimmy and Cindy.
No, it did say that on the screen.
No, did it really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that part.
Why, would you think he's smart enough to make that shit up on his own?
I don't know. Like, Jimmy Neutron made up a lot of shit. They, like, still went to space with no spacesuits. And they just kind of brushed it off like, hey, don't ask about this because we're not going to explain it.
I don't know, man. I like to think hell is reserved for, like, the truly evil people. Not like, oh, I said damn once when I was a younger lass.
You may think that, but I even think like hell is like not even like that bad of a place that people prescribe it to be. At the very least, it's like, I think, you know, both places are, I guess, if you kind of want to just go like play black and white with it, there are places that, okay, like who you were as a person in life is where you deserve to go. At the very least, like I think we could agree on that. But I even like to think like, obviously, there are people who, like, did worse shit than others. Obviously, the Hitlers, the Pol Pots, the Joseph Stalins, obviously, yeah, they all deserve to go to hell. Well, obviously. But it's like, for regular, ordinary people, it's like, you know, everyone has, like, varying degrees of doing great things and also horrible things. And then for the people, like, who do horrible things, there's a scale to it as well. Oh, yeah. He jaywalked. Oh, he, like, stole candy from the convenience store once in his life. Like, he kicked a puppy, like, you know, by accident. Like, oh, like, this just... Obviously, reading all that petty shit, like, you know, if you were the guy behind the gates, it would just be like, you know, you talk to the other guy next to you, it's like, I don't know, man. Like, he did do some bad shit, but it's like, you know, whatever. Like, he was a kid when he did it for the most part. Like, at the very least, it's like, you know, people then even bring up, okay, yeah, he took care of his grandma. Like, there's always, like, stuff that is going to counteract with it.
Well, you also got to remember fucking man-made sin as opposed to, like, what could be an actual, like...
Yeah, we're just going off of the
travesty.
Book. Yeah, we're just like going off of the book first. Yeah, like, that's the type of sins.
No, I think a lot of the people who go by the book are going to hell. That's what I'm saying.
No, I mean like by the book as in like, okay, like whatever the sins that are in the book, like that's kind of like what they will probably go off of. I mean, yeah, obviously like
that's what I'm saying, but that shit was written by just a fucking dude.
I know, but that's why I think it's also not a perfect system is what I'm getting at.
No,
like
I agree.
That's what I mean. Like, the process is gonna be, like, probably fucking eternities long. Even if your life was finite.
There's too many people. It's gonna be stamped on an iPad, you know, just a little checklist.
That's my favorite part when, like, anytime, like, afterlives, like, were shown in, like, shows that I watch, it's always just some dude at a desk just stamping away. It's like, hell, 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 heaven, hell, 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 heaven, heaven, hell, 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 heaven, heaven.
I'm just saying, because then like you have like the book where it talks about sins or whatever from like one neck of the wood and the fucking Christians, and they say all the gay ones are going to hell.
Oh no, yeah, obviously that's not gonna apply.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about because that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of the other things that they say are sins are bullshit.
Oh yeah,
they're not actually. So that's what I'm saying. I think that most people, as a result, will be fine with that, because I think everybody is a fucking hypocrite one way or another, for sure. Yeah. People will like gang onto one horse on Twitter for something that they claim they believe in. They don't realize subconsciously it's just because everybody else is doing it. You know what I mean? They don't even realize that it's not even what they truly believe.
Guy at that Gates is probably going to be like, oh, so we see here, then they're going to bring Twitter conversations and Twitter threads like into the whole like process now. It's like, okay, listen, we saw on May 23rd, 2023, you and a bunch of idiots ganged up on this one artist who drew your favorite character, and you said that she drew him in a very unprogressive way and very misogynistic, and you basically told them to kill themselves. How are you going to defend yourself on that? And they probably will not know how to fucking defend themselves. Like, guarantee,
I just think because the show was created
like he even
by
has
an
the
Asian American,
like he printed out a picture of the fucking thread and just shows it to them.
So they're old fashioned too when they got like Hewlett Packard up there. They're just like to print that shit down.
Yo, Heaven's probably on a budget though, man. They don't got like all the cash in the world to fucking not have like Epson damn printers up there.
What are you saying like when it comes to Twitter? You're saying like that, like it's basically like the IRL like cancel culture.
No,
where,
it's
like,
just also
you're gonna be you're gonna be at the pearly gates, right? You're gonna be at the pearly gates, and you're deciding whether you're gonna go into heaven or hell or not, and they take fucking Twitter into account, a place that is not even real by all extents and truths of the imagination.
It's still shit that you said. It's still something you've done. It's a part of your life.
So you're saying that they're gonna find like some guy who's done like nothing but like nice shit like his whole life, gave to the poor, fed the homeless, did all this amazing stuff, and was just generally a great person in his day-to-day life. They find out when he was 12 years old. I mean, it says here on like August 3rd, 2012. What was this tweet? You said the N-word? My dude.
No. I think that's why
So it's like heaven. Is it basically just is it gonna operate like that? Like
that's why I would be the arbiter when it comes to that. I would apply for that if and when I die. I'd be like, hey, can I be like the arbiter for like the people who I can decide to go to heaven or hell? Because
I would just jump off the fucking cloud if you were the fucking Saint Peter.
Why?
If like you were the
what? I would hook you up. The fuck you mean?
You would hook me up, but I do not trust your judgment for something that massive.
So, what? Not everyone up there is like already people who have just been doing that job for fucking eternity.
I barely trust your input on our fucking thumbnails.
Ideas are great. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't know. This guy's weird, guys.
If I put the swear words that you want me to put in the title.
Yeah, but that's why I tell you.
Our videos would censor it out. Our videos would go into the fucking actual hell of algorithms, my friend. You're telling me
as if this is not already in there.
You're telling me I'm gonna get up there and you're gonna stamp? You're gonna fucking decide for me?
No, I'm not gonna stamp. I'm just gonna just gonna give my input. I would not have that power. At the very least, it's like, okay, like I'd be like weighing it on the scales. It's like, okay, listen, like you said, this guy did like literally God's work. This guy literally went out and just fucking helped so many people. And then what? You're just gonna undo that because he just said the N-word at least like, once? Literally once. If it was just once, I'd be like, okay, like it was just
if it was up to Twitter.
They would crucify this guy.
Twitter would crucify most people, not even realizing that they have to crucify themselves.
For less, even.
I mean, Twitter actually crucifies people on the fucking daily basis, so, I mean, I can only imagine, like, them being, like, or whoever's in charge of
why you give
Twitter just being the fucking Saint Peter of the world.
That's why you give it to a guy who's not even on Twitter. Like me. Like me.
All right, Dennis. I actually, you got me there.
Yeah.
And I do take actual input on your thumbnails and titles. You know this.
Guys, David's extra mean today. He's been extra mean today. Give him some hell in the comments, please.
Yeah, give him some hell in the comments.
Be like one dude saying, "You're a stupid meanie." It's like, wow.
Man, y'all don't need to say that.
It was like, that was as scathing as a YouTube comment.
It's probably the nicest YouTube comment that's ever been typed.
Legends have been told of the nice YouTube comment.
Well, anyway, I guess we'll wrap with this. So a little in the news recently.
And we went off on heaven and hell.
That's what I'm going to title this one:
Heaven and hell.
or hell.
Oh, you know what it should be? It should be the right in.
Yeah.
But it's like Kronk.
Oh, but it's Kronk.
He has like the right shoulder angel and the left shoulder devil.
Oh man, I don't know what to do here.
For one, that's a dress. Robe.
Right, the poison for Cusco.
Remember what his fucking devil does to convince him? Does a handstand on the fucking ledge, and he's just like, look what I can do. He's like, what the fuck? What does that have to do with? No. He's got a point.
No, he's got a point. Hey, Beta.
Kotaku sucks, Beta. So does Nintendo.
Beta. Beta. Oh, Beta.
Okay, I guess we should just talk about this just because we did tease it a bit.
Beta, that was an excellent blowjob. I just wish I could feel it.
God damn it!
And now I'm going to hell.
He got me. He got me, guys. He got me.
Beta. All right, that's enough.
Kotaku, Nintendo, please, for the love of God, let's just talk about it now.
Yeah, we'll keep it quick. So if y'all are familiar with Kotaku, I'm sure you know what they are. They're
just an upright journalism people. They're just upright.
I'd like to bring some cum-filled cupcakes to that fucking office. I'll tell you what.
That's the amount of cum you have to have for those fucking cupcakes. Jesus.
I can get expeditiously horny depending on my time of day and like my mood, my friend. Especially if I edge myself enough. Give me like 2 weeks, I'll give you like 1 bucket.
Jesus.
Actually, that's too much. Who am I kidding?
You're right. Dead.
You're right. I am gassing myself up too much today. I apologize. I don't know what's gotten into me.
Bro, if you cum buckets, like literal buckets, you'd be dead. You would be dead.
Yeah, I don't know why, like, there are guys who, like, wish for that shit. Like, you understand how, like, dehydrated you would be? I heard a Would You Rather once, like, I think it was in one of the Filthy Frank videos. It's like, would you rather, like, constantly orgasm, or, or, like, have pubes,
I remember.
or, like, it wasn't have pubes for teeth, that was a different one, but, like, one of them was, like, if you could constantly orgasm. And that's a curse.
Nah, it's a
more
curse.
than anything else. That's like the golden touch, you know what I mean? That's something you think you want because, like, yeah, I'd be in a perpetual state of orgasming. You know how fucking dehydrated you would be?
You would like literally
24/7
have to have an IV of water in you. Like, just to constantly pumping you with water.
It would be like a pure curse more than anything else. Not to mention, like, it would, like, start to physically hurt eventually at that point. You wouldn't even be able to have sex because you'd just be constantly nutting.
Yeah, like, the girl couldn't even, like, get it in right before you go, like, oh.
This is the worst Would You Rather I've ever heard,
Who said that? Oh, I would rather be orgasming. Shut the fuck up. No, you wouldn't.
I don't think they did. But anyway, Nintendo Kotaku. Kotaku is a...
I don't think you need introduction. Just tell what happened. Skip the preambles.
They're a gaming journalism organization.
So you know they're very upright when it comes to their values and morals.
Yeah, gaming journalism as a whole has been memed on quite a bit. You know, haha, IGN, 7.8 out of 10, too much water, blah, 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 all that shit. And Kotaku has had their fair share of unjournalistic reporting. I mean... Like, they've reported on so much shit in, like, the fucking Smash community. Like, they, like, won't leave them the fuck alone. There's the one where, like, you know, Diablo 3 told the author her marriage was over. Or some shit. I don't know.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's another weird thing. So basically, Jade smells pretty good at the London Games Fest. Oh, here's another different one. A different way to respond to a rape allegation. Like the journalistic integrity is just not there. Yeah, that one's from like 2014. It was a different time, my friend. Papa Franco was still king of YouTube at the time. And what happened is that Nintendo blacklisted them because they tend to give away way too much information when they get early review copies of video games, right? Like, and they didn't want too much to be revealed for Tears of the Kingdom. which is obviously, as you know, the new Zelda game that's coming out. They didn't want that shit to go down. And what happened is that apparently the writer called Nintendo very unprofessional for the way they talked to him about it or something, got really, really salty that they didn't give him a review copy, to the point where this particular individual decided to pretty much leak the entire game.
Mechanics-wise,
because the game got leaked online. There are people playing it already,
yeah,
on their fucking Switches, and like a long time ago, like a week, I think. And
damn, so all the spoilers are probably already up there then. On YouTube.
Not even. I've been going through Twitter. They're not even on YouTube. Well, the thing is, if they're on YouTube, because the game's not out yet, gone.
Oh, okay,
like
yeah,
that.
Nintendo's
Nintendo
cracking
sniped
down.
the shit out of it right now. But for now, like, there's people who are just like playing it, I guess. And this guy probably did it. Got so tight that he literally decided to leak the entire game. Gatch, I think, Ethan Gatch, which, as we discussed earlier, sounds like a fucking STD that you get when you fuck Catwoman. Gave me something I had to take medicine to get rid of.
I pronounced it ek.
Just give me a nasty case of gah. Give me a nasty case of the gatch, bro.
Like, it literally sounds like John just went like, eh. It's like, just gah.
Like when you can't go in the swimming pool because you have gatch all over your taint. It looks like just these like tiny green splotches.
And leaves a trail as you swim.
Oh.
Any disease that just leaves a trail, as you move, it's just like, okay, you might as well just like not ever show your face to society ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Just ever again.
Side note, you can catch gatch from ingesting seminal fluids combined with baked goods. If one were to ever consume something like that.
God damn you, David.
Yeah. So apparently the guy that cried about it just blacklisted, who got blacklisted, called Nintendo unprofessional. Same dude who wrote the article about the leaks. So it was pure pettiness driven completely, and I think that's shitty. I mean, I can also agree with Dennis in saying that Kotaku has nothing left to lose. So I get, like, as far as their integrity goes, that's what I'm gonna say. Like, it's because I still think it's like incredibly unprofessional, like, to do something like that purely based off of emotion, especially for something that, for once, Nintendo is actually firmly in their legal right to. Like, it's not like emulation or like YouTube copyright strikes or any of that other dumb fucking shit that they do. This is like, the game is not out yet and people are downloading it and playing it without paying for it. They kind of have the right to be upset about that.
Of course. Of course.
And Dennis thinks, what did you say about him?
Okay, let me go back, because I actually kind of forgot.
Yeah, you said you said you kind of admired it.
I like, not to like a holistic extent. It was just more so kind of like, you can't help but admire the pettiness. Like, you can't help but at least just go like, I don't agree obviously with what he did, because obviously from a legal standpoint, like, this is, it's not like that. I guess illegal in the sense that like, oh, like Nintendo's gonna send their lawyers after them, but it's more so just kind of like, come on, bro, like, why? But at the same time, I'm also kind of like I'm like good job, but at the same time, like, I'm like, I don't know, like, it's like that really it's that really weird, awkward middle ground for me. Like, part of me is like, again, like the really like childish side of me is like, it's fucking hilarious. Like, how he just basically said fuck it and just put it out there. But at the same time, I then clarified this with David too, where it's like, the article that he put up lists everything that, like, it literally states what he's going to talk about. So if you read it, that's your fault. That's not his fault, that's yours. You don't have to read it. That's a fucking choice.
It can get, like, shared on your feed, though, and shit,
But that's up to you to click on it. Again, I'm not condoning, let's say, his action, but if you yourself are the ones that clicked on it, and then if you yourself are also the ones that are going out there and saying like, oh yeah, this Kotaku values what? Does not equate. Like, all these like stupid memey, like, garbage that people are saying about it. But it's just like, I know for a fact, for one, again, and me and David, we always say this, y'all don't really actually give a fuck. I know y'all don't. Like, none of you actually give a fuck. Because for one, it's not going to stop you from enjoying the game. They didn't reveal any plot points. It's literally just going into all the different mechanics that are going to be in the game. So at the very least, it's like, you got no plot spoiled for you.
He definitely wanted to go farther, but he got scared.
Oh, no, yeah, exactly. Like,
1,000%.
I think if he did cross the line into, like, now then he goes to talk about the game's plot.
30% of his income would go to Nintendo for the rest of his life.
Abso-fucking-lutely, yeah. So it was like, at the very least, it's like, okay, I'm going to be petty, but I'm going to be petty with restraint, if that makes sense.
But go on.
Yeah. And it was like, and after some time passed, like, after me and David talked about it a bit, I don't know, the more I thought about it, I'm just kind of like, personally for me, it's like, yes, Nintendo is in their legal right. And they actually, obviously, of course they should be mad about this. And like, it's like, who wouldn't, honestly? This is like their biggest game of the fucking year, arguably. It's bigger than Pikmin. And if I was them, yeah, like, obviously I would be fucking furious. But it's like, at the same time, like, I'm at that point where, like, I don't give a fuck what happens to a lot of companies anymore.
Well, no, I don't either, but I'm just saying, for their sake.
No, yeah, obviously, I know that.
They probably should have. Dude.
But that's why I'm saying people's outrage is so stupidly misplaced on this, because it's like, why
where's the outrage? I haven't...
No, because it's like people, like, are all, like, kind of dogging on Kotaku. Like, I've seen it on Reddit. People, like, are all talking about it and saying, like, there's, like, this really weird, like, vocal minority, but, like, it's, like, big enough for, like, they're obviously... like, how the vocal minorities tend to be, like, loud if they're like the loudest
every day on American Twitter. Yeah. Yes.
So like that whole like little minority like are all saying that like, oh, Kotaku like should be like get the book thrown at them, like they should be sued and blah whatever. Some of them even getting mad that like, how dare you spoil like anything about this game? And I'm just kind of like, why do y'all care so much? Like what do you get out of it? At the very least, it's like, what do you get out of it? Because for one, is it really going to destroy your enjoyment of the game? No, obviously. And it's like, why do you even put so much stock on Kotaku to begin with if you already know that they have like a lack of everything?
I mean, like, maybe it's because they want them to actually have some repercussions for being a prominent...
happen.
I'm just saying, for being a prominent figure in the gaming journalism space and being as extra cringe as they are. I'm gonna remind you all, Kotaku literally once accused Smash Brothers of using a disability slur when it wasn't there.
The game itself or the community?
The game.
What?
There's lyrics to like the Persona 5 in the Persona 5 DLC when they dropped Joker in Smash Brothers. They thought it included a disability slur. They thought they were saying retarded when the lyric is get on it. And the article actually came off as kind of racist because it's saying it with a Japanese accent. And whoever wrote that fucking article just wanted some clicks and just assumed that they said something bad and trying to stir controversy where there isn't. That's why I hate Kotaku. That's why everybody hates Kotaku. They try to stir controversy where there isn't. So I'm just saying as a person, and again, this is why I'm going to heaven and you're going to hell, they could have taken this as a don't take it so seriously, man. It's not like
I don't
it's
care,
not like that.
bro.
Listen
I don't give a fuck.
Listen to me.
Go to heaven with your maidenless bitches.
They listen to me. They could have taken this as a fucking wake-up call. They could have taken it as like, okay, maybe a lot of people listen to us, a lot of people click us for some reason, but we're losing, our integrity's gone, we've lost the respect of everybody, and we're losing clicks at this point. Nobody even clicks on Kotaku articles no more. Maybe this is a sign. Maybe this is a sign we should actually study journalism. Nah. Fuck Nintendo. I'm gonna go in, baby. I'm leaking that shit, but not too far, because
but not the plot, not the plot,
because then they're gonna sue me, and I don't want that to happen. My point is that they've had so many dog shit ass articles over the years, from accusing people of shit that doesn't exist, from just horrible and like baseless accusations and game reviews and shit like that, like the Laura Kate Dale article, which is what I was just talking about. It's just, they had an opportunity here and they just didn't listen to it, which kind of shows that they respond based off of emotion rather than actual integrity. So quite frankly, Dennis, I feel like that's why people are pissed. They shouldn't be able to make livings as journalists when that is how they respond to shit.
I feel as if hatred then should just be pointed to that one guy then. Because at the very least, it's kind of like, like, that guy does deserve to get shit. Like, I don't, like, fully support what he did. I just find it funny. But it's like, you know, I mean, but that's the thing, like, you know, Kotaku literally has nothing to lose anymore. like it's almost like beating a dead horse at this point. Like, what more do you want out of them? And like, but that's why, like, now I want to ask you, like, in a what if, right? Let's say if this was not Kotaku and this was like another, probably maybe a good gaming journalism outlet that, let's say they got integrity, they all about the honesty, but at the same time, like, you know, those kind of journalists don't get them review copies because you know, everyone knows what review copies are for. We want you to talk about how good this game is. We don't want you to talk about what's bad about it. Not a fucking word. Because if you do, well, fuck you. And fuck your family, basically. Like, you know, like, we're never going to send you review copies ever again. That's just how, like, the fucking whole landscape is. And truthfully, like, if that is the space now, if I was Kotaku, man, keep your review copy. Fuck you. Like, if I was even anybody, even not even to Kotaku themselves, like, it's like, fuck your review copies. Because it's like, if you're really out there trying to, like, you know, do honest journalism, especially when it comes to video games, because we're just plagued with, like, fucking so many times where, like, games just come out and, like, everyone says, like, oh, the reviews are in and it's a 5 out of 5, it's 87 out of 100, like, oh, it's just so good. And then when you get it, it's fucking dog shit. It's happened more times than anyone could fucking ever say. And
what?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if this was anyone else, if this was, like, let's say not a non-Kotaku, like an evil Kotaku, where, like, they're actually, like, you know, a very honest and, like, very integrity-driven, like, sort of journalism outlet, then I obviously, yeah, like, the dialogue and the community and, like, kind of going on between people would be completely different, because it's like, at the very least, like, I think that's what it is, though. Like, if it wasn't Kotaku, and if it was fucking anyone else, like,
what, you think they wouldn't care?
Not that they wouldn't care, but I think that the things being said would be different. Like, it just sucks that, I'm just saying, it just sucks that it had to be Kotaku that did this.
I mean, I guess if it builds up that kind of reputation, then maybe...
That's what I mean, like, I wished it was, like, literally anyone else. But that's the thing, I don't even know any other outlets that, like, are all about integrity and honesty when it comes to journalism. Because integrity and honesty, for the most part, when it comes to, like, at least publication companies, like, it doesn't make them money. It's all about, like, kind of twisting it in a way where it's like, hey, like, is this going to get the clicks or not? And it's even worse when it comes to video game journalism.
Yeah, let me add on to that point for you here, because I'm going to read off a couple of Kotaku articles, some pretty controversial ones for you. Here we go. First one, a different way to respond to a rape accusation. I think it's about Cards Against Humanity or something, but good on you for that one click. Jade smells pretty at London Games Fest. Okay, that's also pretty weird. I don't know if you're encouraging people to sniff people at a fucking convention.
That's,
Here's how to draw real boobies. With instructions. Well, that's pretty nice, actually. There you go. FYI, butts are off limits in Nintendo games, but penises aren't. This is in reference to the statue of David being an item in Animal Crossing New Leaf in 2013. Complaining that the statue's got a dick. Which it does, actually. Pretty impressive for a Nintendo game that they left that there. That's kind of interesting. Oh, and here's one. This one's got to be my favorite. How I achieved greatness on a Sonic the Hedgehog themed bed. I moved out of my parents' house at the ripe age of 20, and let me tell you something, it was the best move I've ever made. At home, I had rules and regulations on how I was to enjoy myself. Bringing girls to my room was a big no-no, so I did the only logical thing and hit the road. In my new place, I was a free man. A man who was free to decorate his room the way he felt a man cave should look. Covered from head to toe in Sonic the Hedgehog memorabilia. Action figures still in their packaging line the walls. Poster of Eddie LeBron's live-action film starring Jaleel White in the kitchen, and the cream of the crop. Giant Sonic the Hedgehog throw blanket with matching pillowcases on the bed. Now one might look at such an apartment and immediately declare, this guy will never get laid. As a self-proclaimed ladies' man, I made it my job to disprove such a theory. I believe that any guy can land any kind of girl if he's both confident and true to himself, so when I found acting like a fool wasn't working, I decided it was time for a change. Tried online dating, checked out a few girls, got checked out myself, blah blah blah. One girl in particular was cute, funny, blah blah blah. We then had sex on the fabled Sonic the Hedgehog blanket, and it was good.
It was good.
My next goal is to decorate my room in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic memorabilia and see if my girlfriend doesn't make me sleep in the yard for a week. Once you get tied down, everything starts looking more and more like an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond.
This is like...
This dude got paid to write this.
This is giving me, like, the whole, like, Filthy Frank going, like, these are real fucking people!
Oh, here's this one, too. Why were there no women in the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying, as we wrap right here, they deserve their reputation. That's all I'm saying,
Oh,
Dennis.
no, obviously. Of course. I just found what the guy did slightly funny, is all I'm saying.
I don't blame you for that.
less. I could give less of a fuck about, like, all of this, or even them to begin with.
Yeah, me neither. So let's stop talking about it now.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you.
Love you, Dave.
Love you too, Dennis.
You're a good friend.
You're a good friend. I'll miss you when I'm in heaven.
Again, a little presumptuous to assume that you're going.
Want to know what I'm actually ending it on, Dennis? You want to know what I'm actually ending it on?
Go ahead.
It would not be heaven without you. All
Yo,
right?
bro, but even if you vouched...
Listen to that.
Even if you vouched for me at that gate, the guy would be like, I don't know, man. He said some shit when he was alive.
Oh, yeah, because we established they do that.
Oh, yeah, of course. Like, but he's like, at the very least, though, he's like, he even tells you, like, I'll give him 1 point, though. And you're like, what? He was not on Twitter. So, at the very least, he's not a full scumbag.
As he's pretty much none of us will be in a few years, I imagine.
He's a lovable scumbag.
That's it for us. Hope you guys enjoyed. At Double D Pod, Twitter, the Double D Experience 21 on Instagram. Available wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that good stuff. And right here at youtube.com/Nintoonist. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the episode. Let us know what you thought about it. What was your favorite part? Leave your comments down below. We do read them, as we mentioned earlier. And that'll pretty much do it for us all. I'm very hungry. I gotta go eat. And yeah, that's it. Mwah. Mwah. You got 2 kisses because we love you that much.
See y'all in hell and heaven. I'll be with the cool fans. You'll be with the lame fans.
Whichever comes first.
Whichever comes first.